Dear Jeff Bezos, this is I am uh, here going live to you because I want to tell you something about day one, and maybe you know this already, maybe you don't. So in case you don't, I want to put this out here so that you are aware. Um, I am here in Tukwila, and what I was doing was sitting out here talking to some other people who went to church with me today. And while I was doing that, there was some men walking across the parking lot who saw us. And because we're at the church, people think that we're stupid. Now, I am hoping that you and Mackenzie have did a lot of research and understand the type of people that you guys are going to be trying to help as far as homeless people. That is what I'm hoping. Or, some people have said maybe you're just trying to use this as a tax write-off, but homeless people aren't really going to be helped. And that may be true, because these are asking me for money and stuff like that. I mean, they have no shame whatsoever. I'm looking for my coffee cup. Hold on one second. And I'm going to tell you something. I used to be the kind of person who thought that homeless people, handicapped people were sweet and humble and kind and just special people. That's what I used to think. Until I started meeting some of these people. And I found them to be arrogant, belligerent. There's a reason why their own families don't want to deal with them. Because even, even horrible people, they deal with the horrible people in their family. For me, myself, I worked really, really hard to leave my family because, I didn't want to be a part of a cult. So I went ahead on and left as soon as I got to be grown, and I've just taken care of myself. I've worked, and I haven't had a whole lot of money or anything like that. I even worked for you, Jeff, at 3 different warehouses, trying to get an office job, which your recruiters never would let me get. But I took a positive attitude about it, and I went in there, and it was super, super hard, and making those quotas, and just the environment, the hot and the cold and the dust and oh my God. And working with other people who do not have proper cleaning and, personal hygiene and things like that. Very, very hard, but I did the best that I could. I paid my bills the best that I could, and I kept applying for other jobs and getting other licenses. I work for you, Jeff. I work for the NFL. I got a job with them. So believe me, when I wasn't working at Amazon, I was out there looking for another position. And by God, and I'm going to tell you something, Jeff. The only reason why I'm not working for Amazon right now is because when I needed to go to Los Angeles to do training for another job, my supervisor wouldn't let me be gone for a week of training in Los Angeles. And that's the reason why I'm not working at Amazon today, just so you know. Okay? And I have been I've gotten emails about coming to work for you again in a retail environment and everything, but I've been very you know, I haven't pursued it. And the reason why I haven't pursued it is because, you know, when I work for Amazon, I work really hard and I really want to be appreciated. And I really was ticked off because my supervisor wouldn't let me off. And it wasn't during prime, if that's what you're thinking, Jeff. It wasn't during peak. It was after peak. Um, and I told my supervisor that I was going to be needing a week off, you know. So just so you know, okay. And so that's why I'm not working at Amazon today. It was hard. Let me tell you, it was hard. And I'm not no young person either. But anyway, that's what I want to say. I hope that you guys are doing more than having just a tax break. God bless you for what you're doing, you and Mackenzie. And, you know, you guys are in my prayers. And I hope that you really are able to help some people who don't have any family, who don't have any other resources, not somebody that's just going to waste your money. So I'm hoping that this money isn't just down the rabbit hole with people invest appropriating funds and things, and that some poor people actually get help. But remember, Jesus said the poor you will always have with you, you know. And as for me, I feel like my only recourse is because of the so many homeless people, everything, you know, the quality of life in Seattle and King County is so bad because of social services. You know, these people don't want you to be an owner. They want you to be forever broke, forever poor. You know, if you can't afford to move in Seattle, to live in Seattle, to buy in Seattle, move someplace where you can afford to be a owner. This is not the place for you, okay? But to want to say I'm gonna live in Seattle broke, waiting on a handout, that is not a good look. That's not a good look. And I'm sorry, everybody can't live in Seattle. Just like everybody can't live in Beverly Hills. Everybody can't live in Manhattan. Okay, get over yourself. Okay? Move someplace where you can. You can afford to live. You know? And that's it. That's it. I'm probably moving from King County myself. A lot of my friends have. They moved on to Thurston County, Pierce County. They're not staying in King County because it's too expensive here. And the amount of poor people, you can't even walk your dog in Seattle because of human feces and urine. It's ridiculous. Not to mention sick from people throwing up and spitting and all of that. Ugh. I don't walk Kitten in downtown Seattle, Jeff, and that's the truth. I don't take her there. I don't go into Seattle hardly ever. And if I am, I'm driving through there. I'm not walking through there, and I definitely do not let Kitten walk in the streets of Seattle. And maybe there's a plan to change that, but that's what it is. I don't want my dog getting sick. I don't want people's remnants of their bowels and urethras and you know, stomach enzymes on the bottom of our boots, you know. So I have modified my behavior. There used to be days where I used to walk all from downtown Seattle to the space. You know, it's good exercise, the scenery was good, and people were pleasant, but that's not the case anymore. I don't go into Seattle. I don't. And believe me, I'm looking at, you know, other parts, and like I said, it's a frequent conversation with people about Seattle's homeless. And now that you're doing day one, the concern is that there's going to be even more of the nation's homeless people headed to Seattle because of day one. You know, maybe it will, maybe I don't know. But one thing I do know is everybody has to make their own decision about what it is that they're going to do. I wasn't even going to say this to you, but like I said, these two guys who just running all types of insanity to me, and I'm just laughing at them. I'm just laughing at them because, they believe that other people, oh, the world is against a black man. Yes, they were two black guys, two young black guys. I don't feel like any black man ought to fight in any white man's war. Okay, so that's number one, why they don't want to join the military. But you know what? Anybody can come up with an excuse to do anything. A man who has no pride, a young man, no pride about asking a woman for money, or rather than go and get a job, and a grown man asking a strange woman for money, concerned about how women pay their bills, which he did mention that, but I'm not even going to share that garbage with you. But they asked me for money. I told them no. I'm at the church. There's an app for paying tithes. We don't bank card or cash at church to pay our tithes. We don't have money to be giving to vagrants on the street. They won't get a job. And you know, Jeff, that you will hire anybody who does not test dirty for drugs. If they can come and they can pass the test that that's on the computer, and it's based about ethics and character, what would you do? And a drug test to show that they're not, on crack or whatever, they'll have a job and get paid every Friday. Boom. But they're too trifling for that because they're looking for a handout. They want somebody to take care of them. Grown men. And they won't fight for their country. Talking about this is a white man's war and this is a white man's country. But where are you standing at? Where was you born? So they're not registered to vote. They're not volunteering in any civil capacity whatsoever. But then they're jealous of soldiers who can go to school, who can get housing. Their spouses can get jobs because their husbands and family members are fighting for this country. Oh, I don't know what you're going to do, Jeff, but really, surely hope that you're not just for a tax break and that you're actually going to be able to help some people who actually need help. They don't have family. They don't have, because there's some people who, like for me, if I lost my job and everything like that, and I couldn't work for you at Amazon, I couldn't do nothing, I would go home and be with my mom. And you know what I would have to do? Cut the grass with her, even though I'm old. And she's older than me and she cuts it. Go to her church. Dwayne is calling me about painting, but it's raining, so no painting is going to be done. I'm trying to get her over here so I can go to the Cheesecake Factory, see what's going on up in there. People go dance at the DoubleTree, but let me tell you something, Jeff. This place, I know that you like bowling and things like that, and that's fine. But there's a real problem here in King County. There's a real problem here, and I don't know if Day One is going to be able to address it or not. I hope so. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I wish you and Mackenzie the best. I wish you success with Day One and that you actually do make some serious changes here in King County regarding homelessness. I hope that you set a standard so that people are no longer homeless for 20 and 30 years in King County. You know, you've got to do something about these people. And I'm gonna tell you something. They talk amongst each other. They work the loopholes. They just like, okay, like I was a guard over on McNeil Island, and these are the pedophiles, the monsters of McNeil Island. And they, amongst the inmates, they knew which guards that they could take advantage of. And I guarantee you that the same thing is happening in Seattle's homeless situation. They know which precincts, police precincts, that they can take advantage of. They know which municipal authorities, whether they're city council members or aides or whatever in the different offices, as well as at Angeline's and other places like that, different employees that they can take advantage of. And that's what I hope comes to an end. You know, there are some people who really want to help homeless people. I used to be one of them until I got to know them. Then I'm like, nope, 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 nope. Mm-mm. And there's so many problems that money just ain't gonna solve it. Money ain't gonna, it ain't gonna do a thing. It's not going to solve the problem, because the problem is a character flaw of these people, you know. And I'm going to tell you something, Jeff. I know of which I speak because I have a son that was murdered in the university district. And while he was out on the streets, instead of being at home with me, okay, he wanted to be out there in the streets. He wanted to do the wrong thing. In order for him to live with me, he had to do what was right, and that is get a job. That is change his life. And he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to do that. And one thing I can say, even the 2 black men that I saw today in front of the church, thank God they ain't in my family. Okay? Thank God they ain't in my family. It's one thing in my family that we do not do is be on these streets like that. Okay, and even for the time that I was out here and didn't have a job or whatever, I used to catch 6 buses to go work at PPI as a technical writer over in Kent. Okay, for 20 lousy bucks an hour. 6 buses. I would get up, I would walk Kitten, my dog, and then I would start catching buses from my house to the transit center to the airport, from the airport to Kent, and then another bus in Kent. And then I have to get off the bus and then walk up the street, if you know where PPI is. And they did a lot of construction and stuff over there. But, honey, I would be walking in that pitch black in the morning, and God protected me. And from PPI, same thing, in reverse. It wasn't no difference. And it wasn't no bus that leads straight from Kent to Tukwila. Sure wasn't. I don't know how they come up with these bus routes, but I used to have to walk that by myself every day. Thank God for protecting me. Thank God. And I saved up my money. I paid my own bus fare. I didn't get no bus tickets from nobody or anything like that. I paid my own bus fare from my income, from my check. And let me just say, I paid my own way for my bus fare, my lunch. A lot of times I didn't have lunch because I couldn't afford it. I still had to make that walk. And then when I get home, I walk Kitten. And I saved up my little money, and I got my GMC Jimmy that was carjacked from me in Tukwila. Yep. And when I started working for you, Jeff, I had been carjacked, 2 broken bones in my foot. I had been working at Holland America Line, and they fired me. That's how I ended up working for Amazon the first time. Okay. And it's been rehab ever since. And my foot still isn't properly healed the right way. I still had to walk in your warehouse all shift, in the heat, in the cold. with a newly healed broken ankle, not even a year. And I had to get I got a station wagon with the money that I'd earned working at Holland America Line, because couldn't get in no big truck anymore because I had two broken bones. Ugh. So I couldn't do it. So I got a station wagon. And I drove that station wagon working for you. And it was hard. Let me tell you, Jeff. It was hard, but I did that. And these homeless men, they're not even man enough to do what I did. My son didn't do what I did. And he got killed out on these streets when he should have been at work. Should have been at home getting ready for work. No, he wanted to hang out on the streets. There's some homeless people who just need an opportunity. And I pray that those are the people that you help. Okay? I remember having to be at Angeline's because I just got back in the country and nobody would lease me an apartment. I had to stay in a hotel. I got tired of spending money that way. Then this lady who was from the Baha'is, she let me rent a room from her, but then she wanted me to be a Baha'i. Okay, strings attached. Like, my faith is what I believe in. It's not paying your rent. Why don't you go stay with somebody that believe like you do? Except, you know how many Baptists have rooms for rent? None. Because you don't do that as a Baptist. You go home. You go home to your family. You pay your family rent money. You don't pay that to no stranger. You get yourself a Greyhound ticket and you take your behind home. Sell your vehicle, get your Greyhound ticket, and you go home to your family. That's what you do. Be out here renting a room from no stranger. You can't afford to have your own place. Go home. Save your money. Live with your family. Help out your family until you can get on your feet. That's what you do. So I ended up going to Angeline's, and I was working. I didn't have a place to stay. I could see spending $100 and something every night on the hotel, even though I did make tax-free money over in Iraq. But I couldn't see. That's not a good way to spend my money, right? So I'm gonna tell you what I did. This homeless guy liked me, so I started dating him. He was working too. I worked at Macy's, and not having a place to stay, having to go to Angeline's and crash there. You know, well, I'm trying to that they're giving me at Macy's, saving up my money, sending money to for my kid who's later gonna get himself killed because he was working at Walmart and couldn't keep that job in Moses Lake. Adversity, yeah, a lot of adversity. But guess what? A person who can weather the adversity, who know that life is not perfect and that nobody owes you anything. You're a grown person. You need to take care of yourself. Don't let nobody do for you what you should be doing for yourself. That person you can help. The other people, you can't teach them how to fish because they don't want to learn. They want a handout. Jesus said the poor you will always have with you. So, Jeff, maybe you and Mackenzie plan on just giving $2 billion away every 3 years or so. I don't know. There's always going to be poor people, always going to be poor. So pray that some people who truly need to get help. And that's all I can say. Anyway, I hope you're listening, Jeff or Mackenzie or your staff or somebody. And I hope you understand what it is that I'm saying. You can look me up in the employee records of Kalitha Albert Cooking. And I work for you at BFI 5, BFI 4, DSC 5. To go to Los Angeles for meeting with me on Alaska Air. And look, I keep this with me. Let me show you this, Jeff. Oh, where is it? Hold on, Jeff. Let me show you what they gave me. This was for Kitten. See? Woo! See that? Alaska Airlines. They gave her wings for her first flight on Alaska Airlines. Yeah. Yep. The flight crew gave me wings for her. So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. You know you have my email. I've emailed you before. And like I said, I work for you at 3 different fulfillment centers and stuff like that, 3 different warehouses. And I really worked hard, and it was hard on me. And it was hard. And I tried to communicate with you during the whole situation, and I did receive your response, and I understand what you were saying, and I understand your vision for what you were trying to do with Amazon, and I think it's very beneficial, and I think it's very helpful, and it's something that is wanted, and needed, and it's not perfect, but it does help a lot of small business owners get their products to customers who normally would not have a platform to be able to access it, to do, But I got to tell you, I have ordered a product from, because they didn't send it with tracking. So it showed that it was en route or whatever, but I don't know where it is. It's supposed to be delivered on the 20th. And we're about to be at October the 1st, and I haven't heard anything from them. I've used your to message them about my order, where's my stuff, and they should have gotten back in touch with me already. It said it takes 2 business days. They haven't gotten back in touch with me yet. They're just going to send me another thing, but what's the point of it if it has no tracking? I don't know where it is. USPS, I could check with my post office tomorrow, I guess, or Tuesday, but I checked my P.O. box, and it wasn't delivered to my home mailbox. And my mailman hasn't said anything. I've lived in the same place for years. It's just gone. It's just missing. I don't know where it is. It may be at the bottom of, I don't know. It could be anywhere. But what I'm saying to you is everything has not been perfect as far as Amazon, but I think I understand what your vision was for the company, and I think that the company does more good than bad. It just so happened that my particular experience and with my background and stuff, I just tried to make it work, man. I just tried to make it work, and I was grateful for the little bit of change that I would get every Friday, which is better than nothing. And it helped me to put gas in my truck and be able to do a couple of things until I could do better. But I did feel, Shanghai in this here, or, my supervisor did me dirty, because I could have taken that week off from Amazon and been working for you now, as well as doing my other job. And, but it note to you because of day one and because I just ran into these homeless guys in front of church. So, and I immediately thought about you and how you're trying to help people, and I just, God bless you. That's all I can say. I got to get off of here. It's already 32 minutes, and I know you don't have time to be listening to all of this. So, God bless you and keep you, you and Mackenzie. All right. Bye.